And I'm Christy Casciano.
I'm Jeff Kulikowski. Just weeks away from her first birthday, a baby girl from Syracuse, the latest victim of gunfire in Syracuse.
Detectives are working to figure out who shot in the back seat of the car the children were in. Two other girls were there as well, age 4 and 8, also hit. They were sent to the hospital. They are expected to recover. The shooting happened on Grant Avenue, right in the Strathmore neighborhood. It's just a block away from Bellevue Elementary School. And from there, the mother, they were not hurt. There were two moms. They drove their injured children to a relative's house about a mile away on Lincoln Avenue, right near Onondaga Boulevard. News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan has been in touch with detectives. Andrew, how are these children in the line of gunfire? Let's explain that first.
Well, Christy, that's the question this entire community has, especially parents who can relate to this tragedy most. But it's an answer detectives don't have right now, but they're working tirelessly to try to find out. The two adult women were taking their 3 daughters grocery shopping when someone in a passing vehicle shot toward their back windows. At our last check-in with detectives, they don't know who fired the gun or why. Police also weren't able to answer my questions about the girls' fathers, where they were at the time of the shooting, or if they're part of the investigation. All of those answers, police hope, come from the people who know.
We're very fortunate that we're not talking about 3 deaths or even 5 when you consider the compartment size of a vehicle, which is also why we have to, as a community, if we have information, to please come forward with that, because these kids can't protect themselves. We have a duty as a society to do what we can to protect kids under these circumstances.
After the shooting here in the Strathmore neighborhood, the moms drove their daughters intended for safety at a relative's house about a mile from here. That's where News Channel 9's Adrian Smith is live. Adrian, you're talking to one of the moms who was in that car who saw her daughters firsthand in that danger.
Andrew, yes, I'm hearing from the mother of the 4 and 8-year-old, and she was actually driving that vehicle that was struck by gunfire, and her 11-month-old baby cousin and 2 children were struck by those gunfire. Now, she says in that exact moment that it was almost like a blur, that everything happened within seconds of each other, and it was after her and her family were shot at that her initial reaction was to speed off and get to a safe spot, which brought them back to the 100 block of Lincoln Avenue near Tallman Street, where they spent the whole day with family. It was just like any other Sunday up until that point. But it was in the exact moment when she was speeding off that when she tried to save her baby cousin, but she says in her heart she knew it was way too late.
When I finally got out of the area, I turned around and I seen like she was just out of it. Like it was blood all in her mouth. She was gasping for air, just out of it. Like her eyes were wandering and stuff. And I actually feel like I seen her take her last breath in my car.
Shakima tells me that her children are recovering smoothly from their injuries, but her and her family are just pleading with the community, pleading with that suspect to come forward with any information that they might have. Jeff and Christy, back to you.
Yeah, heartbreaking to hear from that mom. Adrian, thank you. Syracuse police desperate. They want people who have information to share it now. Call 315-442-5222. You can share information confidentially.